All right. So we have our number. When we're looking, we have anytime the beads are touching this horizontal bar, they're considered counted. So we have our 0. This is all 0, and this is being reset. If I did this, this would be the tens place. So we have one bead on the tens place. Good. Hello, everybody. Hello. So we have the tens place. So we have 1 tens. When we're looking, this is the ones, this is the tens, and that's what that is. So thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Hello, hello, hello. How are we doing? Oh, interesting. Okay. So there we go. Okay. So this is actually 10. Hello. When we're looking at it, we're understanding how to read the abacus. An abacus is a visual tool. It just tells us how to read the abacus. It tells us how to read our numbers. We're just visualizing our numbers. So please, for those of you that are just joining, please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me.
Oh.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
So this is what 10 looks like. That's what 10 looks like, right? 1 and a 0. So this is a 1. Oh, I can't see that. This is a 1 and a 0. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining. So this is a 1 and a 0. So then we have our next number. Our next number, we have our... You're still 2. Oh, hey, Robert. How's it going? I like your user profile. That's a very interesting user profile. Thank you. So we have our hundreds. We have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. That's what we're doing. So when we have our abacus, we're trying to visualize our numbers. When we visualize our numbers, we are learning how to count. After we learn how to count, you can add, multiply. You can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So we have 597. We have 500, so the top bead is a value of 5. The bottom bead is a value of 1. So we have 5 plus 1, right? 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. So this is what 9 looks like, and then this is what 7 looks like. So we have 5 plus 4, right? 5 plus 4, this is 9, this is 7. So every time the beads are touching this horizontal bar, thank you, Sean. Every time this bead is touching the horizontal bar, this is what's considered counted. So we have 597. That's what that looks like. So 597 looks like that. And then we have our next number. Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. How about if we did this? Nope. What if I did this? Nope. Sorry. Technical difficulties right now. Okay. So we have this. Let's try that. Nope. Okay. So let's try that again. So we have, that's what the, so we have our number, right? We have hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. When we're looking, we have our number. We have 479. So that's what that would look like. Hello. Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Yes, 479. Sorry, I was having technical difficulty. Why does 2 mean 7 and the 4 means... No. It is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not 2. This is 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. Yes, good job, Sean. Good job. So we have 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. So we have 4, 7, 9. Does that make sense? Whaleska? So when we're looking, all the top bead is a value of 5. The bottom bead is a value of 1. So this is not working. Okay, so we have 479. So that's what 479 looks like. And then we have our next number. So we have hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do we think this is? We have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. Interesting. So notice that we have the ones over here. The ones place is over here. There is a dot. This is my label. Thank you, Dino dinosaur, Owen. Hello! Hello, Serbio. Hello, Serbio. And then, thank you, Geo. Is it 248? So we have 2, 4, 8. The top bead is a value of 5. The bottom bead is a value of 3. So we have 248. Remember, the top bead is a value of, remember that the label right here is my ones label. And so when we're looking, we have 248. Eyebrows? I don't know what that means. Eyebrows. So we have our next number. Hi, Wheels. Hello, Wheels. Day 9, I believe. So we have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. The top bead is a value of 5. Yes, exactly. The top bead is a value of 5. And so, when we're looking, we have our hundreds, tens, and ones. Day 9. I got my book. Oh, yay. 500. Thank you, James. 500. Thank you, Dino. 77. 577. Well done. Well done, everybody. Yes, it is 577, and we have our next number. So we have, for those of you that are interested, I have this book available in my shop. Let me pin that. There we go. So we have our next number. We have our hundreds, we have our tens, and we have our ones. What number do we think that is? Let me see if I can get this going. Huh? There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, great. So we have our hundreds. Thank you, Mariah. Yes, 758. Thank you, Bean. 758. Well done. It was simple to learn. Yeah, exactly. It's simple to use, easy to understand. It's really, really simple. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay, cool. We're going to continue on. No, oops. Okay, we have 558. I have too many things going on. So we have this number. What number do we have? We have our hundreds. How do you perform calculation on this? Hello, me. Min. Hello, Min. Thank you, James, for the follow. Thank you, so animated. Thank you, Dinosaur. Okay, we have our next number. We will be doing adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing later on. But for right now, you could actually do all of this on the Abacus, but we're going to do that in a little bit. Yes, thank you. We have 632. Well done. The top is a value of 5. The bottom is a value of 1. So together, this makes 6. This is 3, 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 1, 1. So we have 632. Well done. Thank you, Riley. Thank you, Bean. Thank you, James, for the rose. Thank you for the roses. Divide. Yes. So then we have our next number, 632. The first thing we need to do is understand how to read the Abacus. Once we understand how to read the Abacus, we will understand how to do all that stuff. So notice that this is 3 beads, but this is not 3. This is actually 7. What I want 3. Because the top is a value of 5, this actually makes it 8. So when we're looking, we want to do 1 here, right? This is 1, and then this is 3. 1, 1, 1. So this is 13. Thank you, Dinosaur. Thank you, Bean. Well done. Well done. So we have 13 on the Abacus, and then we have our next number. Hello, everybody. Hello. Thank you so much for joining. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
All right. So we have our next number. We have our hundreds. We have our tens. And we have our ones. What number do we think that is? Thank you, Bean. That was really quick. Yes. 824. Well done. 800. And the top is a value of 5. The bottom is a value of 1. So there's 3 ones. So 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. We have 2. The top bead is not counted, so that's why it's 2. We have 4. Again, the top bead is not counted, so this is why it's 4. So we have 824. Well done. So we have our next number. There we go. We have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do we think that is? This is more fun than math class. The colors mean nothing, RDZ. The colors mean nothing. The only reason why I have a colorful is because it's nice and it's easy to read. But if I showed you this, It's just exactly the same thing. Thank you. It is 773. Okay? RDZ. Thank you, So Animated. Thank you, Bean. Thank you, Dinosaur. Yep. Is the little dot a decimal point? The little dot is actually just a label to tell us that this is the ones place. It's for readability. So when we're looking, we have our ones here, and then the next dot is like a comma, like the grouping, right? Grouping for our grouping, like the thousands and then the millions. So we have our ones, thousands, and millions. This one only has ones and thousands. So just like the comma, right? When we're looking at it, it'll be like this. We have 3,000. That would be the comma. 3,000, comma, 456. And then we can do this one, right? We can do 73,000. 73,456. Point. The decimal sits between our ones and our tens. It doesn't sit on a place value. That's why you don't have the dot. You don't have a dot as a place value. And then what you could do is you can actually shift it. So this is 20 and this is 5. So then our next number would be this. Thank you, Earl, for the follow. We have our next number. We could do that. What number is that?
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 55 wings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pasta, 55 peppers, and 155 taters.
Thank you, James. I appreciate that. So it's 55,555.55. I am available for any math Abacus discussion. If you want to talk about Abacus, if you want to talk about basic math. So Abacus, just so you know, it only does basic arithmetic. It only does adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. And that's all it is. There's nothing more to it. If you want to do algebra, I know somebody who knows algebra. If you want to do calculus, I know somebody who wants to do calculus. So, so hey, James. So like, yeah. So if I want to do 1,000, that's what 1,000 look like. So we have 1, 10, 100, 1,000. That's what that would be. And then if I added, this would be 10,000, right? And then if I want to do this number, right? Because this is a whole row of 5s. I could do a whole row of 6. I could do a whole row of 8s, and I could do a whole row of 9s. So what would that be?
99 problems, but a ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a ain't one. Hit me.
So this would be 99,999.99. That's what that would be. So the top is 5. The decimal place star throw on the right. The decimal place, these would be the decimal places. So we have our tenths and then our hundreds. That's what that would be. Oh, thank you, Dinosaur. Thank you, Dinosaur Owen. Yes, thank you, Owen. Thank you. So when we're looking, right, we want to understand that this is 99. Well, guess what? We have 9. Well, then what's 10? This is not 10 because we're not combining the two columns together. This is actually 55. Hello, Board. Hello, Nazar. Thank you so much for checking in. Thank you so much for checking in. Thank you, James, for the Rosa. Hello, Board. Good evening. Good evening. I don't know what that icon is. So then, yeah, this is not 10. This is actually 55. 10 is exactly how we write. This is 1 and a 0. Can you explain how you arrived 99,000? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Point. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. I don't really know either. I never seen it before. Oh yeah, that's so strange. Hello, Bean. Does that make sense, Abba? Thank you, James, for the tiny diny. Ooh, what is it? Is it a hot dog? Ooh, yeah, it's the hot dog one. Love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hello, Goo. So every column is a place value. Do you see this? So we have our ones, our tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see because, camera and stuff. So when we're looking, there's a dot right here. This is my label. this label tells me that this is the ones place. So when I bring it down, I'm going to line up my column with the ones place. I have my tens, hundreds, thousands, and then 10,000s. Does that make sense? So when I don't want to go to school again, you don't want to go to school again. Hello, LMGS. Welcome back. Hello. Hello. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you so much for the, you're awesome. You're awesome too. Thank you so much. That saves me. Yeah, you know what? This is actually used for readability because you'll notice that there's two dots. One dot here, one dot here. So if I called this as my ones place, then this right here would be my thousands. So then it would be interesting. Then you'd know to be able to just do this. I know this is 3,000. So that's why we have like this. That's why I have this number here, 3,456. So we're looking at the top beat is a value of 5 and the bottom beat is a value of 1. I rarely want to go to school. Oh, you should enjoy school. It's always amazing to see young kids do the lightning fast one. Yeah, exactly. And I'm no longer going to gatekeep. So I'm going to tell you how they do it, right? I'm going to show you the methodology of Abacus because the idea of the Abacus is understanding concepts. And one of the big concepts is understanding how to make a 10 and how to make a 5. If you know how to do that, you could add, subtract, at scale. It doesn't matter. And it's not just the Abacus way. It doesn't matter. Anytime you have a question about adding and subtracting, if you know how to do this, you will know how to do it. Yeah, it's a concept. I saw you yesterday. At first I was so lost. Oh, friendly tens? Yeah, kind of friendly tens, but really what we're doing is, no, Jess hasn't shown up yet. Kind of like the friendly tens, but really it's a fact family of 10 and the fact family of 5. So I don't really call it friendly tens because we use it all the time. For longer abacus, after the 10,000 comes after what? My daughter has a longer one. Oh, it's exactly what it is, right? So we have our ones, thousands, millions, right? We could do it again. We could do this one. Ones, thousands, millions, billions. Okay, I'll let him know. Thank you, board. Or you could do this one. Ones, thousands, millions, billions, trillions. Right? So it goes by every comma. Yeah, you're welcome. That's a good question. So, oh yeah, I didn't do it. So there's ones, thousands, millions, and then billions. And then there's trillions. So it's every comma, it's every grouping. I think they call it grouping or period. Yeah, not a problem, Amma. Thank you for the question. So friendly tens, kind of friendly tens. I don't call it friendly tens. I think I call it just a fact family of 10. Fact family of 10 and fact family of 5. Because it's a different concept. Okay, we're going to continue on. Yeah, we're okay? Okay. So thank you everybody for the comments. We had 773, and then we have our next number. Oh, that's easy, because we've done this before. What number do we think this is? We have our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do we think that is? Hello. You're not late at all. I was actually quite late. Hello, Robert. How was your live? Thank you. It is 770. Hello, Tina. Thank you. It is 770. 770. So remember, this is our ones, this is our tens, and then this is our hundreds. When we're looking, the top beat is a value of 5, and the bottom beat is a value of 1. So together, 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. 5 plus 2 is equal to 7. And it just depends on the place values. Ones, tens, and then hundreds. So that is 770, and I have my last number. We have finished the maze. Okay, I notice my numbers is starting to drop. It's cyclical. Don't worry about it. It's cyclical. Don't worry too much about the numbers. Just continue on doing your content, and it will find itself out. It will rectify itself out. So we have our hundreds over here. Hundreds, tens, and ones. When we're looking, we have the top beat as a value of 5. We have the bottom beat as a value of 1, and then we have 4. I'm sorry, the ones. Thank you, Tina, for the tiny diny. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you. Yes, it is 84. Easy, right? Thank you, Goo. Right, Goo? It's so easy. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Sergio. Yeah, it is 80. It is 4. The top beat is a value of 5. The bottom beat is a value of 3. And this is 4. So we have 4. Notice the top bead is not touching here, so this is not 9. This is 9, but it's not. It's supposed to be minus. There's no 5 added to this. So this is actually 4, and this is 8. Yay! I'm learning. It's super simple. So here's my abacus formula for, this is my abacus maze. We were doing 3 digits. We talk about the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. And I tell you how to read the abacus. We talk about like the first digits, like the single digits, and then we talk about double digits, and then after we talk about double digits, we do 3 digits. So here is an example of what 824 looks like. So 824, we have our hundreds, tens, and ones. 824 is exactly how we write it. We have 8, that's what 8 looks like. We have 2, that's what 2 looks like. And then we have 4, that's what 4 is. And so when I show you the abacus, when we draw it out, that's what it looks like. 824. There we go. So, oh yeah, sorry, we can continue on. Then after that, here is the maze. So the maze, if you notice, you'll have the answers on the path, but the thing is because we can see the answers, I give you the option for a mask maze. This is to hide the answers. I noticed that the paper is a little thin, so you have the opportunity to download it, and then you can actually print it on a thicker piece of paper. So here, if you notice, I've covered the answer, so you can't see what the path is. Cool? So we're going to continue on and understanding. Great. And understanding how to keep going. So then the next feature is the reverse maze. This means that I show you the path and I give you the number, and it's up to you to color in the abacus. Right? That's what this is. So this is available here on my TikTok shop. I believe I pinned it down below. Or if you want, I do have it available here. My name is Lynette. I've been teaching abacus for about 20 years now, and I am tired of gatekeeping. I am here to introduce the abacus to the matrix. Welcome, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome to the real world.
So I do have other digits. If you have a child that, or if you want to do it and you just want to do 2 digits, I do have one that's only tens and the ones, and it is the same concept. The idea is to understand how to read the abacus, and then after that you follow the path. So again, I give you this mask maze to cover the answers. So, to cover the answers, I still give you the opportunity to download the path. If I gave you this number, what number do you think that is? Aha, Alex. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So, if I have this number, I have my tens and my ones. What number is that? Oop. What number is this? If I have my tens and my ones, what number? Thank you. It is 65. Thank you, LMGS. Thank you, Wheels. What we're looking at is thank you, Tina. It is 60. It is 5. So this is, and again, I give you the feature of a reverse maze. And then, guess what? Because we have a 2-digit, 3-digit, we also have a 4-digit. Here is my 4-digit, and it is also available in my TikTok shop. I will pin this one. So again, what we're doing is we're noticing how to read the abacus. Once we understand how to read the abacus, this is talking about the thousands, the hundreds, the tens, and the ones. So we're going to do this for a little bit. This is what it looks like. Again, I do a review of what the numbers are, and then I give you the mask maze. This is what it would look like if it's completed, but this is what it would look like when it's not completed. There we go. And I give you this mask maze. This mask maze will help you figure out what to do. Figure out to hide the answer. So we have our number. What number do you think this is? We have our thousands, our hundreds, our tens, and our ones. What number do you think that is? Is it difficult? It's not difficult. It's just trying to understand where everything is. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. Please let me know what you think this is. So I'm just going to color it in. That's the thousands. This is the hundreds. This is the tens. And this is the ones. There we go. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Robert. Is it at least 4? It is at least 4. You're right, Nesto. Yes, this is 4. This is 9. The top is a value of 5. Plus 4 is equal to 9. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, LMGS. Thank you, Israel. Yes. And so we have again, we have the top bead is a value of 5, and then 2 bottom beads. This is 2. So you got that right, Nesto. Makes sense? So then the top bead is a value of 5. When the beads are touching this horizontal bar, they are considered counted. So we have 4,975. Well done. Well done, right? Easy, simple to use, easy to understand. So again, this is not a completed maze. I didn't do this maze. So that's why this is what it would look like when it's not done. And it's up to you to color it in. So my hundreds, my thousands, my hundreds, tens, and ones. So this is a 4-digit number. The 4-digit, every time the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is the horizontal bar, these are what's being counted. When the beads are not touching, they are not being counted. Almost, Sippy. So when we're looking, the top bead is a value of 5, the bottom bead's a value of 3. So you almost have that. Thank you, Israel. Is 8,488. Thank you, Dormy. Thank you, Tina. Thank you. Well done, Israel. Yeah. You actually reversed on that, which is very interesting because you said that this was 9, but it's the other way. If it comes down, then you count it. If it stays up, then it's not counted. So that would be 3. This is 8. This is 4, and this would be 9. But you got the 2 last ones right, so that was good. You have 8. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8. So we're going to do a couple more. So thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. Please keep your mind open for something different.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Thank you everybody for joining. Thank you everybody for joining. Let's see if that works. Okay, what number do we think this is? The top bead is a value of 5. The bottom bead's a value of 1. When the beads are touching the horizontal bar, they are being counted. So this is a 4-digit number. I'm closing my mind. I'm too full of wheels. Yes, right, Sippy? Good job. Well done. Thank you, Israel. Yes, thank you, Dormy. Thank you, LMGS. 5,865. That's what that would be. Cool? So we can keep going, or we can start doing some adding and subtracting. Yay! Well done. Thank you, Ashley. Nesto? Almost, Nesto. Thank you. There you go. 5,000. Yep. 5,865. Well done. Well done. Okay. So we can continue on, or we're going to do some adding and subtracting. How are we doing? Yep, we're good. So that's what this is. 5,865. Cool. Adding. Okay. How are we doing on the likes? That's not good. Okay, so this book is also available as well. And then I do have the reverse maze, like the others. And so again, I give you the number, I give you the path, and it is up to you to color in the number. That's what that is. Thank you everybody for joining. And I have answers in the back of the book. Yep. So that is that. This is my first Abacus lesson, so take it easy. It will be easy. I trust me. There's a lot of people that I've been teaching. Trust. If you trust, you trust. Trust. All right. So, if anybody is interested, I do have Abacus for Adults available in my TikTok shop. It is over here. Let me add that. I do have it over here. It's not fair. It's hard to like your lives because we're busy doing that. I know, right? I know. I don't know what it is. I don't know how to somebody said to have a little break. And I'm like, I could. I bought one with 2 beans on top, 5 on the bottom, and 11. How do I find a workbook? Rudy, that's the incorrect abacus that you got. That one is a Chinese abacus. If you want to use my methodology, not my methodology, but if you want to use a Soroban, then you would have to use all the beads in the middle. I don't teach the one with the 2 beads on top. That's a different thing altogether. What I teach is the soroban. The soroban is 1 bead on top and 4 beads on the bottom. So you would have to ignore the 2 top beads, the bottom bead and the blah, blah, blah. You would have to ignore the top bead and the bottom bead because the it's just a different way. If you want to buy the book, hello ACBB. If you want to buy the book, it's available in my TikTok shop. Or it's available over here. My name is Lynette, and I have been teaching Abacus for about 20 years now. So, so let's count this one. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4. This is where I would stop if you're going to be using my Abacus. If you're going to be using my books, right? I do this, and then this would be 5, right? And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9. And I would be ignoring the top bead and the bottom beads. I'd be ignoring these beads. However, if you want to do it with the Chinese abacus, like the Chinese abacus, then it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you have 5 here, you would trade this in to make this 5. And then after 5, then you could do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Again, you would trade this in to make this a 5. And then I would trade this in to make a 10. So it is up to you, Rudy, how you want to use the abacus. But I don't teach the Chinese abacus. Yeah, this one, yeah. They look like little sausages. I need an abacus. Yeah. The abacus will help you visualize numbers. And so what we're going to do is we're going to continue on. Rudy, did that make sense? But you have books available. I have books available. I don't know any books that are available for the Chinese abacus. I don't know any workbooks for the Chinese abacus. Thank you for the follow, Sippy. Yeah, it does. Okay, good. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know any Chinese abacus workbooks. And I'm not going to be building that one out. I want to focus on the more modern one. So the abacus, this one is more modern. Why is it modern? Because that Japanese came around and saw the Chinese using the abacus, and they're like, we're going to make it more efficient. So in the 16th century, the soroban was born. And what they do is they made it more efficient because they realized that there's concepts that we just need to understand. So the concept is how to make a 5 and how to make a 10. And those are the 2 concepts you just need to understand. You will be able to add, subtract at scale. So here is my abacus for adults. Here's just a walkthrough of what this is. Again, what I do is I just show you how to read the abacus. We count from 0 to 100. And then we talk about the mazes. Again, I give you the mask maze, but this time I give you the place value card. That's what this is. There's a place value card holder. This is going to mimic what I made here. So notice I have my 1s, my 10s, my 100s, my 1000s, and my 10,000s. So when we're looking, I have this. I have my 1s, my 10s, my 100s, my 1000s, and my 10,000s. And then here's my decimal. There's my tenths and my hundreds. So, but if I choose this one to be my ones place, that's what it would look like. If I choose this one to be my ones place, then I can shift everything over and line this up. This would be my ones, my decimal, my tenths, my hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, and then 100,000s. Whoa, 100,000s. Yeah. That's what it'd be. So just like here, I can actually have a really, really small number. I can have 0.00001. So that would be a very small number. Okay? And then we start going into more mazes about the 3-digit. Again, understanding how to read the abacus. I talk about 4-digit, and then there's the reverse maze. After that, we add, and then we subtract. So here, when we do simple adding, here we go. We'll do some simple adding. Now, you have to let me know what numbers you think these are. Let me see if I can rearrange a little bit. Here we go. All right. So we have... Here we go. What number do you think that is? So if I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones, what number do you think that is? Can you see that? Let me see if I can make it closer. Okay. Thank you, Tina. Yes. It is 123. Plus, what is our next number? Our next number is this. What number do you think that is? 100? Almost, Sippy. It is not 1. 500. Thank you, LMGS. 565. So now we're going to add 565 on the abacus. Can we add the 5? Yes, add the 5. You go down to the horizontal bar to add the 5. We want to add 6. What is 6? 6 is one bead on top, one bead on bottom, and you bring it together. That's what 6 is. And then we want to add the 5. Adding of the 5. So what is my final answer? Can you see that? What's my final answer? I have my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. What is my final answer? Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Wheels. Thank you, Israel. Thank you, LMGS. Yes. Is it 688? Well done. Well done. So that's what this is. What we're doing is we're understanding how to read the abacus, right? And so then so you notice that when we add, we go to the horizontal bar. When we add, we go to the horizontal bar. When we subtract, we go away from the horizontal bar. So here, when we subtract, I have my number. Let's see. Okay. What number do we think this is? So I have my thousands, my hundreds, my tens, and my ones. What number is this? Thank you, Sippy. Yes. 928. Well done. So now I want to minus, what is my next number? What's my next number? Thank you, Jessica, for the follow. 57. So we want to take away 50 and we want to take away 7. Thank you, Tina. Thank you, Sippy. So when we're looking, we want to take away 5, right? Take away 5 means we move it away from the horizontal bar. So we take away the 5 and then we want to take away 7. We want to take away the 7. What is it? 1 bead on top, 2 beads on the bottom, and you push it away like that. So what is my final answer? Thank you, Maleka. Thank you, Isaiah, for the follow. What number is this? Thank you, Enoch, for the follow. Yes, 9,231. Well done. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, LMGS. Thank you, Sippy. Thank you, Tina. Right, so what we're doing here is we're understanding how to subtract, and then we're going to do some pixel art. Pixel art is this. So notice with the pixel art, these questions are super simple. So if I have 7 on the abacus, right, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing 7 on the abacus. And I want to take away 2. All I got to do is take away these 2. The idea here is to move the beads. The reason why is because I want you to see what it looks like when you move the beads. That's all it is. So here we want to do it again. If I have 6 on the abacus, here's 6, right? 6 is what looks like that. That's what 6 looks like. And then I want to add the 3. 1, 1, 1. I added the 3. So my final answer is 9. So we have 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. So when we're looking, thank you, Sean, for the follow. Thank you, me, for the follow. So when we're looking together, this makes 9. So we have our we have our ones, our tens, our hundreds, and our thousands. Thank you, Withu. And then afterwards, my daughter wants to get one. Oh, good, Jessica. Oh, good. How old is your daughter, may I ask? Hello, Lucy. Thank you so much for the follow. Then we talk about the how to make a 5, right? After we learn how to make a 5, we'll learn how to minus the 5, and then after that, we will go into how to make a 10. Making a 10 means carrying over and borrowing. That's what that means. And then I start introducing a little bit about repeated addition. Repeated addition is like beginning parts of multiplication, and then we talk about the formulas. That's it. And then I give you all these activities to strengthen and to practice how to add and subtract on the abacus. And that's it. Color by number, mazes, word ladder, mosaic, and so forth. I do have answers in the back of the book. There we go. All right. I really like the yay and no. All right. So 1111. So when we're looking, example 48. Oh, right, the workflow? Yeah, the workflow. What does color each mean? The color means nothing. If I choose this one, the colors mean nothing. It's all about the placement of the beads. So I have 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 2 is 7. 2 plus 5 is 7. 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. And then 9. 5 plus 4 is 9. What do you suggest after the basic for adults? Multiplication, but I haven't published that yet. And then after the multiplication would be division. Question, page 8. What are the blank boxes for? The blank boxes are for you to fill it out. That's it. 5, 9. That's it. I just want you to rewrite it. It's a workflow. Honestly, it helps. Yeah, I get the abacus part. So write the numbers. Yeah, exactly. Just write the numbers. That's all it is. Because in mainstream math, they're telling, it's been a long day. Oh, yeah. No, in mainstream math, they tell the kids to break it up. So that's what I was doing. I was trying to mimic mainstream math. So does that make sense, Ashley? I don't have the multiplication yet. Yeah, it's a workflow. Oh, yeah. The 48 one is a workflow. And then and that is how you know which one to use. So here is where we have 7. So we have 7 on the abacus. I have 7 on the abacus. I want to add the 4. The question is, can I do it? Yes or no. Is there enough beads to add the 4? No, there is not. Right? So because it's a no, there's no more room to add. You got to go down here. Can I add the 5? Yes or no. Can I add it? No, you cannot add it. So what do? You got to go down here, and then you have to add the 4 here. So adding the 4 is what? Plus the 10 minus the 6, and your final answer is 11. So the top here, LD, the top here is meant for an example. Yeah, I use the math mazes so you don't see the answers. Yeah, use a math maze. So using an abacus makes you better at math? I think it does, because the concept's different. And the way we do math is very different than mainstream math. So in mainstream math, you focus on the result and you focus on the first number, and you never really focus on the second number. Whereas in abacus, you always focus on the second number. The second number is what tells you whether or not you're going to use the formula. That's all it is, right? Just like a running total. The abacus holds your total. It just shows you and to see what we have. So we're going to go into it. It's easier if I'm being totally honest. I wish I learned this in school. We're going to continue on. So I'm going to change books because this one. Okay, so for those of you that are interested, I do have books available for preschoolers. Here it is. We could do a flip through of that. We kind of did some adding and subtracting, but let's do a flip through of this just to see what it's all about. Because I do have books available for, I'm trying to get books available for each stage of life. So we have preschool, and then they go through the whole process. So in preschool, they don't know their numbers, so I try to give them activities to show them how the numbers are. We have tracing. We have activities. We just have a lot of activities of like trying to figure out what the numbers are, understanding what the numbers are, and then again, more activities. Then after that, we start talking about what comes after, how to count forward, and then we count how to count backwards. And then after that, we count what comes in between, and then what comes surrounding. And then after that, we do what's greater than, less than. And then after that, we start doing some adding and subtracting. We've done a little bit of adding, subtracting, but I wanted to let you know that in mainstream in mainstream, there's always a focus on the result, but in Abacus, you always focus on the second number. When we see the second number is what we know. So here, we want to do 7 on the Abacus. I want to add the 1. Can you do it? Can you add the 1? Yes, you can add the 1. All you got to do is go to the horizontal bar and you add the 1. My final answer is 8. So again, what we're doing is we're not memorizing how to make an 8. We're memorizing what to do when you want to add the 1. So when we're looking, right, it's very simple. Simple to use and easy to understand. Here's another one. You could do the dots like mainstream math, right? You could do the dots or you could do the tally marks, not a problem. But in Abacus, how you do it is just the 5 plus the 3 becomes 8. Now you can supertize. Supertize meaning that you can actually just look at the number, you know what it is. But guess what? I can actually scale it. I can do 50 plus 30 is equal to 80. How do I know? Because it's 0 and 8. So we have 80, 0 and 8. 80 is right here. So then we could do it again. We have 500 plus 300 is equal to 800. Can I use this when looking for antiderivatives? I don't even know what antiderivatives is. If you're looking for calculus, DM me and I can send you to a person who knows how to do derivatives. I'm not here to explain calculus because this is not meant for calculus. You could try it. I don't know calculus. So, yeah. Numerical mental visualization. Those are very big words, LD. So you could do 80, but that's a whole lot of dots. And I think that's really a lot of dots. So again, what we're going to do is you know how to add. If you know how to add, you will know how to subtract. We have 3 on the Abacus. We added. I want to take away 2. Take away 2 is taking away the 2 from the horizontal bar. So my final answer is 1. And so we can keep going, right? So then that was the one thing is mainstream math is like, they need to memorize how to make a 9. Why? We don't need to do it. Did somebody say calculus? Yeah. XT is asking for antiderivatives. I don't know if you see that comment above. But thank you, Robert. Yes. I don't know. So you can do the 1 plus 8. We don't need to memorize because we just look at our Abacus and then it's right there. So we could do it again. We have 2 on the Abacus. I want to add 7. I add the 7. And my number is 9. So what we're doing is we're understanding how to move the beads. If I have 3 on the Abacus, I want to add 6. So we have 1 top bead, 1 bottom bead, you bring it together, and my answer is 9. So again, what we're doing is we're not memorizing how to make a 9. What we're doing is we're understanding how to move the beads. So we could do it again. If you know what 6 is, well, what's 6? Let's do a 5. So 5 is adding the 5 or subtracting the 5. If I want to do 6, 6 is 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. And then if I actually have 3 on the Abacus, I want to add 6. Again, 5 plus 1 is equal to 6. So my final answer is 9, right? I could do a takeaway. What's takeaway? Takeaway 6 is 1 bead on top, 1 bead on bottom, and you push it away like that. What is the formula for multiplication? Say 2 times 3. We don't do 2 times 3. We would have to do like 3 times or 2 times or 49 times 2. That's what you would do. Oh, here, hold on. So, which one is it? Hold on. I see what you're saying. So 3 times 2, right? We have 3. 1, 2, 3. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2, add another 3. When you add another 3, what do? Add another 3. You don't have any more beads. What do? Plus the 5 minus the 2. So you plus the 3 is equal to plus the 5 minus 2. Plus 3 is equal to plus the 5 minus 2. So then my final answer is 6. And then you do it again. You add the 3, you can do it. Add the 3. And then you want to do it again. That's 3. 3 times 4 is add the 3. How do you do it? Plus 3 is equal to plus the 10 minus 7. Plus the 10 minus the 7. And my answer is 12. Right? And then we got to do 3 times 5. 3 times 5, there's not enough. What do? Plus the 3 is equal to plus the 5 minus 2. Plus the 5 minus the 2. I get 15. Does that make sense, LD? Thank you, Margaret, for the follow. Did that make sense, LD? So when we're looking, we got to figure out what the formulas are. Yes. Yeah. So that's why I did this. So then and then you know what you do is use this over here as a counter. You use this as a counter. So you do 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. And then 3 times 5. Just use this as a counter. Okay, hold on, King, Knight, Crawler. Those are formulas that they already know. Oh, I like that. Oh, good, yeah. This is the beginning parts of understanding how to multiply. And so what we're doing is we're doing repeated addition. And that's what multiplication is. Multiplication is just repeated addition. Cool? Oh, great. Getting there. Oh yeah. It takes time. It takes time. But I'm trying to give you other ways to understand it, and you're going to start gravitating to some numbers that you really like. Like I gravitate to 15, right? So then you're going to know you're going to gravitate to specific numbers. Then you're going to know if I need to add a 3 or take away the 3, right? You're going to be able to go up and down. Thank you, Goo. Thank you, Goo, for the heart me. Thank you so much. So that's why I show you this. So then when you gravitate to whatever number, you'll know to add or subtract. So if I like 15, right? If I like 15, I know if I want to go down 1, I have to minus the 5 plus the 2. So then I know that 3 times 4 is 12. All right. Of course, LD, of course. Let me know. How do you have to wait, but now you have to remember formulas? Yes, these are I just showed you. You have to understand how to use this, and you have to understand how to use the 5. We're going to do that right now. Anything that touches the bar is counted. Oh, yes. Thank you, Wheels. So we're going to do this right now, because the question is like, what happens when there's not enough beads? When you look, right, we have 1 on the opposite. I want to add 6. Oh, I can't see that. When I add 6, my final answer is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. But then what happens when there's not enough? Does that make sense, King? So what happens when there's not enough? This is when we start going into understanding how to make a 5. Oh, I need a new book. All right. So here we go. Are we ready? Thank you, LD, for the heart me. For those of you that are interested, thank you so much for checking in. Go ahead and check in around the orange heart me around my head. Nightcrawler, if you're already confused with what I just showed LD, I'm not going to do that until later. But I will I'll put a pin in that. Hold on. Let me put a pin in that. And then let's see if we can get to it. All right? Because if I showed you right now, you'd be very confused. 1, 6, 9 plus 5, 6, 7. Thank you. Thank you, LD, for the rose. So knowing those basically shortcuts on the math for majority, all adding and subtracting, Goo. All adding and subtracting. It's easier for me to understand when it's more complicated, but for something to understand easy. Okay, then I'll do this. So we have 100, 1, 6, 9. We want to add the 5. Adding in the 5, there's enough, right? So I add the 5, right? We see that? We add the 5. I want to add the 6. We want to add the 6. Cannot add the 6. We need to plus the 10 minus the 4. So plus the 10 minus the 4. Can't minus the 4. What do we do? Who knows how to minus the 4? Hello. I've been truly trying to learn. Oh, yeah. I'm just jumping ahead right now. Because I've been challenged. All right, who remembers how to minus the 4? LD says 1. Minus the 4 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 1. Minus the 5 plus the 1. And then I want to plus the 7. How do you plus the 7? Do you remember how to plus the 7? How do you plus the 7? Adding the 7 is what? Plus 7 is equal to... Oh, yeah. What? Hold on. Hold on. Where is it? Here.
I'm thinking, I'm thinking, I'm thinking, I'm thinking.
It's not happening, Tim.
No. No, it's plus the 10 minus the 3. So we plus the 10 minus the 3. So what's my final answer? I love that one. I love that one. What's my final answer?
Bueller. 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 Bueller.
Thank you. Yes, it is 736. Well done. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thank you, Burly Boy. Thank you, LD. Thank you, Wheels. It is 736. So, Nightcrawler, did that make sense to you or no? Because I'm telling you, it's a little much. I have half a bead space and send in both case. You understood it? Okay. 100%? Okay. Then if that's the case, then you're all done. You know how to add and subtract all of Abacus. Oh, you know how to add and subtract at scale. Hello, Happy. Okay, so what are we doing? Can you... hold on. Can you out the number anywhere? No, I would actually use the label. This label tells me the ones place. So this is because it's the one place right here. So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's what I would do. Hello, Happy. Hello. So use this as a place value. Use this dot as a label, and then there's this dot as a label. So this is the ones. This would be the thousands. Do you see that dot? So that's what I would use. So here's my thousands. It's just easier to see. So I have 1,000, right? So this is 1. This is 10. This is 100. This is 1,000. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to continue on. So what happens when there's not enough? All right. Here is a simple question. The simple question is 4 plus 4. We're not going to memorize what 4 plus 4 is. What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to utilize the beads. When we utilize the beads, we need to understand what we're trying to do, because we don't have enough beads. If I want to add 4, I want to add another 4. I don't want to add this 4 because that would be the tens. What we just made is 44. What we need to do is we need to understand, add the 4 to the ones place. We're going to add the 4 to the ones place. This is the ones, we need to add the 4 here. So when we're doing it, we need to understand how to make a 5. Do we know how to do it? So we have 4 on the abacus. I have 4 on the abacus. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I want to add another 4. So in mainstream math, what happens? What they say is they just count up. What you do is you count up. 4, 5, 6, 7. But we don't do that in Abacus world. I found an Abacus. What movie did you find it in? Oh, sorry. So here we are. If you notice, in Abacus world, what we do is we understand how to make a 5. We do 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, right? We got to find the 1 from somewhere. 1 has to come from somewhere. The 1 has to come from the previous number. So what we're going to do is we're going to give away this 1, right? Do you see that? We're going to give away the top 4. We're going to give it away. So because we give this away, we're going to add it to the bottom 4. We made a 5. See that? We're rounding it up to 5. So we take away the 1 and we add the 5. So my final answer is 8. 5 plus 3 is equal to 8 by Adam Sandler. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Yeah, Willie, I got that one from Penguins of Madagascar. So we could do it again. We'll do 3 on the abacus. 3 on the abacus. We do 3 on the abacus. I want to add 4, right? We do it again. I want to add 4. Adding 4, we want to round the 4 up to 5. When we round 4 up to 5, we got to add 1 from somewhere. 1 has to come from somewhere. The 1 comes from the previous number. So we take away 1 from here. We make a 5 here. So my 4 turns into a 5. So my final answer is 7. 5, 6, 7. So we do it again. We add the 5 minus the 1, and our answer is 7. It's called Leo with the, oh, okay. Shows up in the school and unpacks. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll take a look at it. Thank you, LD. Thank you, LD. All right, I'll take a look at it. Okay, great. Thank you. I made a note of that. So we could do it again. So when we're looking, right, we want to do it again. We don't need to memorize near doubles and doubles. What we need to do is understand the concept of how to make a 5. Making a 5 is one of those concepts that we teach the kids, but we never tell them to do it. In the Abacus world, we actually show you how to do it. So here, the concept is, how do you make a 4? How do you make a 5 with this 4? I want to make a 5 down here. So I have 1. I got to get 1 from somewhere. 1 has to come from the previous number. So I take away 1 from here. So I got to subtract in order to add. So I subtract in order to add. So I've made a 10. I made a 5. So my final answer is 6. We add the 5 minus the 1. My final answer is 6. So just like in drifting, you have to go right to go left. You need to subtract in order to add.
If you're going hard enough left, you'll find yourself turning right.
Oh, right. That makes perfect sense. Turn right to go left.
That's really interesting. Your son spotted it. That's really funny. That's really funny, LD. Right? So what did we just do? We had to subtract in order to add. We had to go left to go right. And this is one of the core concepts. So we could do it again, right? We could do it again. We have 1 on the abacus and we have 4. Well, what happens? You have to take away from the top number. We got to take away from here because we don't have enough room to add the 4. So we have to take away the 1. Take away the 1, and now I've made a 5. Now I've made a 5. So my final answer is 5, right? So we could do it again. Guess what? There's a whole set. We know how to do the 4, we could do the 3. After doing the 3, you do the 2. After you do the 2, you do the 1. Does that make sense? So we could do it again. So we have 4 on the abacus. We have 4 on the abacus, like that. I want to add 3. Well, guess what? How do you add a 3? Well, adding a 3, what do? I need to make a 5. To make a 5, I need to add a 2. I need to find a 2 somewhere. The 2 has to come from somewhere. The 2 has to come from the previous number. So the 2 is here. Take away the 2 to make a 5. Take away 2 and add it to the bottom one, and I've made a 5. So my final answer is 7. 5, 2 is 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. I could do it again, even with the 3, right? If I have 3 on the abacus and I have 3 over here, I want to make this bottom one a 5. We always go from top down. It's a cascading. So when we're looking, it's 3 plus 3. This is the 3 you want to change to make a 5. You have to take away 2 from the top and you add it to the bottom. So now I've made a 5, and now my final answer is 6. So 5 plus 1 is 6. You add the 5, take away the 2, and your final answer is 6. And that's what we're doing. How's that going? We're all right? Let's do it again. Because then afterwards, we understand if you know how to add, you will know how to subtract. Subtraction is not a separate concept. Subtraction is just the inverse of what we add. So, just like when we add the 4, what do? We take away the 4. So if I have my abacus, I have 8, right? So the question is 8, take away 4. So notice, because I know how to make a 5, I now know how to break a 5. So 8 minus 4. Guess what? My 4 is inside this right here, my 5. The 4 is inside my 5. What do I got to do? I got to break my 5, and I got to add 1 to the collective. I break my 5 and I have to add 1 to the collective. So my final answer is 4. Does that make sense? So what do? We did the opposite of adding. Adding is one beat on top, one beat on top, and you bring it down like that. Subtraction is the opposite. It just goes up. So my final answer is 8. That's it. Okay, how are we doing? I'm going to be doing a few more, and then we're about spent. Minus 3, right? Again, if I do the abacus. Thank you, everybody, for liking the live. I have 7. There we go. Right? So 7, take away 3. Guess what? You got to break the 3 here. You got to break your 5. You break the 5, and you have to add back your 2. So your answer becomes 4. You got to add back the 2. So my final answer is 4. What's to the left of the dot? The left is the tens place. To the right is the decimals. Does that make sense? So here's the dot, which is good. You saw that. This is my ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. The dot, the decimal sits between the ones and the tenths, and then this is the tenths, and then this is the hundreds. Does that make sense, Meester? Meadster? Thank you, David and Ricky, for the follow. Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very good question. So then when we do 4, we do 5. The top is a value of 5, and we have 6, 7, 8, 9. Because there's 9, we can do 10. 10 is not this. We don't combine the two columns. What we do is 10 is actually a 1 and a 0. This is 55, because we already said that this is 5. So this is 55, not 10. Yeah, we don't combine the columns. What we do is every number is represented on each column. Every column, a whole new world opens up when you learn to read the abacus. Yeah. You know, there's another person. His name is Vinters, and he does a lot of things abacus. Is this base 5 edition? No, this is a base 10. Everybody keeps asking me that. No, it's a base 10. It's a base 10 because we still have 10 decimals. It is not base 5. Base 5 means your numbers only go up from 0 to 4. This goes from 0 to 9. This is a base 10, a decimal system. So when we're looking, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5, right? 5, 6. So we have 1 plus 5 is 6. 2 plus 5 is 7. 3 plus 5 is 8. And then 4 plus 5 is 9. That's the 10. That's the 10. I just joined. Yeah. Does that make sense, Edgar? So it is not a base 10. It is not a base 5. It's a base 10. Is this base 5 addition? No, I don't think that's it. No, it's not a base 10 addition. Because you get to the 5. Yeah, I think I'm reading into it too much. Which is all you really need. Yeah. Okay, good. So because we know how to do this, yeah, exactly. That's all you really know how to read. So once you get to this, then we go into subtraction. We did subtraction, and then we go into we do the carrying over, which is crazy. Because once you do the carrying over, then everything starts to fit into itself, which is amazing. And I gotta find. Oh, there it is. So this is what we're going to do next, is we're going to have to make a 10. Making the 10 is super simple. And you're going to know, once you understand how to make a 10, you don't need to memorize anything else. And I will show you. All right. Hello, 300. Thank you so much for checking in. Thank you so much for the lightning bolt. Hello, 300. How are we today? Are you all right? Happy Sunday. It's not too bad. I still have energy, and it's 11 o'clock at night for me. And it's probably like 2 in the morning for everybody else. It's crazy. You guys are crazy learning math in the middle of the night. Oh, it's so fun. So fun. There's like 150 people learning math in the middle of the night. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please keep your mind open.
Now open your mind to me, please. Open your mind.
Feed the brain. Yeah, feed the brain. Yeah, right, Wheels? It's 2 a.m. again. It's so crazy. It's so crazy that you guys are still here. All right, so we're going to continue on. Here, we're going to do how to add 8 plus 8. Now, when we add 8 plus 8, we're not going to memorize it. It gives you 16, and we're not going to count up, right? That's not what we're going to do. What we're going to do is we're going to understand how to... Oh, I got to re-glue this. We're going to understand how to utilize this concept. The concept is, I know 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. I stayed up for this. I'm listening and doing mazes. That's funny. That's funny. Okay, so we know 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. We're going to make a 10, right? So here, right, we got to make a 10. We got to get the 2. The 2 has to come from somewhere. So if I have my abacus, I notice that, what? If I have 8 on the abacus, I have no more room to add another 8. What do? I make my second 8 a 10. I have to make my second 8 a 10. To do that, I have to take away the 2. So I take away the 2 like that. We got to give it away, and guess what? We make a 10. I've made a 10. So my final answer is 16. And that's it. Easy. Easy peasy. We can do it again. Let's do 7, right? We have 7 on the abacus. We have 7 on the abacus. I have 7 on my abacus, right? I want to add 8. Here's my 8. There's not enough room to add the 8. There's not enough room to add the 8. What do? Well, I know 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. So 2 has to come from somewhere. 2 comes from the 7. So I take away the 2. I have now made a 10. I have now made a 10. So my final answer is 15. We could do it again, right? So let's do another one. Now, mainstream, they say, well, here, I want to do 4. If I do 4, what do? Mainstream says, oh, this 8, make it a 10. And it's like, well, how do you know how to make a 10? You have no other numbers. Because the way Abacus does is, we have 8 on the Abacus, and you want to make a 10. Well, where are you going to get the 2 from? You don't know where the 2 comes from. Oh, what are we doing? We're doing this one. Hold please. We're doing that one. Okay, so... But in Abacus world, we actually go top down, like a running total. Here, I want to add 4. There's not enough room to add the 4. So if I have 8 on the abacus, here's my 8, right? And I want to add the 4. Guess what? I know how to make a 10 with the 4. I know 4 plus 6 is equal to 10. Guess what? I got to take 6 away from the 8. 6 away from the 8. Now I've made a 10. So we're doing regrouping. And now I've made a 10. So my final answer is 12. Right? We're not taking the top number and making it a 10. We're taking the bottom number and making it a 10. That's what we're doing. I learned this for 7 years. That's great. I'm happy that you were able to learn it. I have been counting from 0 to 9 for 20 years. I know how to count really well from 0 to 9. So what we're trying to do is we're understanding we don't need to make a 10 at the 8. What we need to do is we make it 10 at the bottom number, right? So just like here. So now we understand how to do this. If we want to make a 5, we want to add the 6. But adding the 6, there's not enough. So we have to plus the 10 is equal to, plus the 6 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 4. Why? Because here I want to make this a 10. I want to make this a 10. Yep. So that's how that works. Good morning, Catherine. Good morning.
Good morning, apartment. Good morning, doorway. Good morning, wall. Morning, ceiling. Good morning, floor. Ready to start the day.
How am I doing? I'm doing pretty good.
Gee, mate, what do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
Yes. I don't know what that means. Use a longer version of it. Longer version of what? The abacus? Are you saying you had a bigger abacus? Are you saying your abacus is bigger than mine? Is that what you're trying to tell me? So, how you doing, Catherine? Thank you so much for joining. Yeah. All right. So, this is about adding the 10. Hello, K. 6K. Oh, really? You might need to get that checked. If that's the case, you might need to get that checked. Is the second column the tens place? Yes, the second column is the 10 place. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm. Yep. So when we're looking, we have the ones, and then this one would be the tens. Because of your teaching, the abacus will. Oh, K6, you gotta get that checked. If it still stinks, you gotta get that checked. Because that's not normal if it still stinks. Because that's definitely not normal. I'm just saying. I don't know why it would stink. Unless you had durian. Did you have durian? Oh, that's a stinky fruit. Yeah. Yeah, if you had durian, you want to... Or, you know what? If it was onions, you definitely want to, like, wash your hands. But unless you touched a skunk, yeah, you might want to, like, put your hands in, like, tomato sauce. I should block them. All right. So, thank you, Tina. Okay, is there a specific spot you're starting at? Or can you start to the far right? If you want to start from the far right, you could. Not a problem. If that was the case, then what I would do is I would relabel it. So I relabeled the one that I do sell. I relabeled it. I covered the hole that's here and I put it over here. So you could do that, Edgar. I would relabel it because I like to know where my locations are. So yeah, it is up to you. Oh, I should report him. Thank you, Tina. I forgot to report him. Harassment. Me. All right. Cool. Okay. If he keeps coming, I'm going to... All right. Does that make sense, Edgar? So, yeah. So what I did here is I modified it and I repositioned my dots that I would use. So, and that's what I did. So then I could do ones, thousands, and then millions. I wouldn't want to not label it because the labels are used for readability. So then you don't need to keep counting. You don't need to be like, okay, ones, tens, hundred, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, millions. So that's the reason why you would label it. Hello, school. Thank you so much for checking in. Yeah, it's too bad about the troll. It wasn't very exciting. Especially since they repeated it. It could be just a bot. Edgar, did that make sense? So I would still label it so then you can use it as readability. Yeah, I understand. It allows for... You know what? Yeah, it doesn't even matter. Exactly. I understand for allows. Yeah. So if you want to use this one to be your ones place, then you have 0.001. Yeah, exactly. Or if you want to do this one, you could do ones over here. 1.000001. You could do that too. Right? It doesn't matter where you put the dots, just as long as you label your dots and you can do grouping. It might be more beneficial to have it this way because we don't use too many decimals in general. Well, the kids don't. Unless they're talking about money. But for the most part, when you add and subtract, multiply and divide, it's usually whole numbers. until you start getting remainders, then the decimals would work. Yeah. Because what's a decimal? A decimal is just a remainder. Yeah. So yeah, you could do both. You could do both. It's up to you. But I would still keep the labeling. Even if it doesn't matter which one you use, I would still label the thousands and the millions. Yeah. All right. Hello everybody. Thank you so much for joining. And I showed how yeah, so well. I like the original. Yeah. The original is nice if you like to like count money and stuff. So, and I do notice that the quality is different. But that's just what happens to the This is my Abacus that I had like 3 years ago. And then I got a new shipment. And it's a little bit wobbly. But that it is what it is. I have a student, they bought their Abacus on somewhere else, and theirs is exactly the same as mine. So I guess it comes from the same manufacturer. Sorry. I like the bottom one. Yeah. I have an old family one, but it has 5 beads on the bottom. Ooh. Hello. Hello, see? You're seeming especially tired today? Ha! I'm not too bad, actually. Thank you, Dr. Soda. So, see. Here is a Chinese Abacus. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because we have 5, we're going to trade this in to make this a 5. The top bead is always 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because we have this, we're going to change this to a 5. So we trade this up to 5. So now we have 10. Because 5 plus 5 is 10. This is 10, so we got to trade that into here. So we have 10. That's what 10 is. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Am I tired? I'm not that tired, actually. I'm just kind of not really focused. I'm trying to, but mine has only one. Mine only has one on top. Odd. That's very strange. But it works exactly the same, because then it would just be this. So it'd be 5 and 10. That's it. Then if it's 10 here, you would trade that in to be 10. Same thing. It's probably just another version of the Abacus. So it's probably a different version of the Chinese Abacus, and then it morphed into the Japanese Abacus. But it works exactly the same. If there's 5 here and there's 1 here, this would still be 10. So it doesn't really, it's not really that far. If you want to use this as with my workbooks, then you would have to ignore the bottom one, because mine only goes up to 9. Yeah. If you want to use my workbooks, you just have to ignore the bottom one. And it would work exactly the same. You can do all of the Abacus exactly the way it is. Yep. This is hard to understand. Yeah, not a problem, see? That's very interesting. It is very interesting that you have that. This is hard to understand? Is it because I'm speaking in English, or do you don't understand the words I'm saying?
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Do you understand the words that are coming out from my mouth?
I don't understand when people just barge in the room and just say this is hard. Yeah. Okay. So there's that, and there's that. All right. So we're going to continue on with adding and subtracting. So we do it again, right? We can do again with the 7. So we have 7 on the Abacus. We have 7 on the Abacus. I can't see that. We have 7 on the Abacus, and what am I going to do? Well, I want to add the 4. To add the 4, remember, plus the 4 is equal to plus the 6, right? Is equal to 10. Where are we going to get the 6 from? The 6 has to come from the previous number. So we minus the 6 plus the 10. So my final answer is 11. And there we go. And that's it. And that is this book right here. So here is a walkthrough of how to make a 10. We have plus the 10. And we go through each number. Plus 9. And then don't forget, we don't focus on the result. We focus on the add-in. So it's the 9, the 8, Then there's the 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I have like color by number, and I have all these activities. And then it goes all the way to 3. And then we do a little practice, and then we go into like activities. So here's a puzzle, here's a board, then you have to find the pieces to the answers. And we have the hidden words, and we have mazes. That's it. And then we have answers in the back of the book. There we go. So that is this book right here. This book is plus the 10 with who? When we're looking, it is a combination of everything. So if you're interested in it as an adult, I do have it all into this book here. And then it combines how to make a 5, how to minus the 5, how to add the 10, how to minus the 10. All part of here. And then that's what this is. And it goes into like a little bit more in depth. And then I have the answers in the back of the book. All my activities. Everybody likes my activities. You know what? I'm pretty intimidated to make my multiplication book. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you, Charlie. Yeah. I'm a little intimidated to do my multiplication book. Just like I was intimidated to do my adult book. This is what I'm working through. I love the big brain pages. Yeah. Maybe I should label it as unsmoothing the brain. Unsmoothing brain notes. Because I can be a little funny in them. But yeah, big brain notes. The big brain notes just means that you're just learning how to read the abacus. That's all. And then I like, I don't know if you have this, but I found these markers. They're Sharpie creative markers, and they don't leak, and I do like them. So, where is it? Oh yeah. So if you notice this right here, I use the Sharpie one, the creative thing, and it doesn't bleed through, which I really like. Yeah. What do you think of the I don't even know what that is. I like that too. Yeah, it's the Sharpie one, the newest one from Sharpie. I don't know what I guess they call it paint markers. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. Trachtenberg. What am I doing? I'm looking up this Trachtenberg. How do you know about it? Do they have a smell to them? Or are they just paint markers? No, this one's... No. This one is just a regular paint marker. I'm looking up this thing, the Trachtenberg method. Thank you, Pebble in your shoe. To express this, you would write the answer, and then underneath the answer, you'd write... What? It sounds like the Trachtenberg only does multiplication. Generally, it's for multiplication. I used to have a book on it. That's very interesting. No, I'm sorry, Catherine, the one that smells, I have these ones, Mr. Sketch. Those ones still smell. Yeah, it sounds like it's only for multiplication. Generally, it's for arithmetic multiplication, so you'd understand, so you would solve it for yourself, but you can use it to check accuracy and calculations by others. Draw down the numbers furthest from in this case, it's the 6. And then what do you do? Okay. It's interesting. Interesting. Never, I don't have any opinion on it. All right. So that's what this book is. Thank you everybody for joining. There's like 200 people in the room and I'm just kind of like babbling. And that's about it. I'm a little bit, okay, let's do this. So let's do a little review for those people that just joined. Thank you so much for joining. So we have our 1. That's what 1 looks like. We have 2, 3, 4, and then 5. The top beat is a value of 5, and then we have 6, 7, 8, and then 9. Notice that we have 9. 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. We have the 5, and then we have 4. 1, 1, 1, 1. This is 4 ones, and then together this makes 9. And then 10 is actually a 1 and a 0. So we have 1 and a 0. We can do 11, 1, 1. 12, 1, 2. 13, 1, 3. And then 14, 1, 4. There we go. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, people come in and out. Thank you, Dip. Thank you, Dip, for the share. So then, when we're looking at it, we have our place values. We have our ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and then 10,000s. Notice that I have my label. This label tells me that this is the ones. This label here tells me it's the thousands. So this is for more readability. When we're looking, we have our thousands. So that's why we have this. We have a comma and then 300 and then 3,000. So we have this 3,456 point, right, 00. And then we would have this. We have 73,456.25. Why do we have that number? Which looks like this.
55 burgers, 55 fries, 55 tacos, 55 pies, 55 cokes, 55 wings, 55 shakes, 55 pancakes, 55 pasta, 55 peppers, and 155 taters.
Yes, the top beat always, every time you, yes, Abel, the top beat is always a value of 5. Yes, and so when we add it, this would be 6, right? If I have 2 at the bottom, this would be 7. If I have 3 in the bottom, this would be 8. And if 4 in the bottom, this would be 9. Does that make sense? So when we're looking, we can actually have a whole row of 8. That'd be a whole row of 8. If I did a whole row of 9s, it would look like that.
99 problems, but a ain't one. If you having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. I got 99 problems, but a ain't one. Hit me.
Oh yeah. There's a lot of people that nobody. Yeah, if you weren't really taught how to use it, then it'd be just moving the beads around. But now you know now you know what it means to. Now you know what the beads are. Oh yeah. So let's do a little field trip. Because Abacus is everywhere. I don't know if you knew Abacus was everywhere. Where else have you seen the Abacus, Abel? I love that song for kicking out trolls. Oh, that's funny. Here we go. Abacus is everywhere. Field trip down to Division Lane? No, actually, after this field trip, I'm gonna head to bed. I can't stay up as late as you. I've got class tomorrow. I gotta make sure that my student is working well. Okay, so we have our next number. There we go. So for those of you, here we go. Abacus is really everywhere. Math class but never used it. Oh, interesting. So here there's a movie called Wonka with Timothy Chalamet. He has inside this movie there is a character name. The character name is Abacus Crunch. In Penguins of Madagascar, Kowalski upchucks an abacus. Yes, Jason, you can do adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. And then here, Soul counts the amount of souls on the abacus, and then Fairy Mary uses an abacus. In Mulan, the ancestors uses the abacus, and let me know, why is his abacus only 3 rows? Whose? Why is his abacus top row 3 beads? They're not 3, they're 2. No, they're 2 beads. This is formed correctly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, they're formed correctly. This one, what number do we think this is? You should all know how to read this, right? Because I showed you how to do it in the beginning. So if I have this number, what number is it? We have our 100, no, we have our 10,000, thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones. What number do you think that is? Thank you, Wheels. 8,000, 87,000. Thank you, Catherine. 661. Yes, 87,661. Well done. Thank you, Jason. And then, I don't know if you guys ever watched Powerpuff. Inside Powerpuff, Blossom does an abacus. She uses an abacus for something that she was trying to calculate on. And then this one is a girl named Hannah. She is blind, so her parents actually made an abacus out of acorns. There is a mobile game called Empires and Puzzles. Inside this, there's a character, and he uses a pulverizing abacus. This one is not formed correctly. I don't know what kind of abacus this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then, I don't know if anybody's played Dragon Quest, but there is an abracadabracus. Match Factory. I really like this game. It's about matching 3 things at the same time, and one of them is an abacus. Here's some other types of other abacus. We have a Target, an IKEA. The Kramer abacus is very similar to the Sorobon that I have. However, the only difference is their beads are very difficult to move. The reason why is because it's for blind people, and they don't want to have the free-flowing beads just in case that they accidentally knock it over. So the Kramer abacus is meant to be a little bit stiffer. There's a Russian abacus, a Reck is a Dutch abacus, and then we have the Coder abacus. I don't know if anybody has an iPhone, but if you ever type in math, you're going to get this. You'll get this abacus. Can you tell what number this is? What number do you think that is? What number do we think that is? Yep. I'm about done. That's like my 4th or 5th time yawning. I keep getting it wrong, but it's 1976. Yes, 19, thank you, LD. 1976. Yeah, I don't remember why. I think it was something had to do with Apple. Apple became like thing. Persian abacus doesn't have separated rows. Interesting. Oh, the Persian abacus? Yeah. Yeah, the it sounds like it's like the Russian one. The Russian one, the way they have it is they use a different color bead to separate the 5s. But it's still a 1-to-1. I see the beads. I wrote the number, then typed them in. Something happens between. Yeah. Paper and phone. Yeah. Yeah. Storm Blaze. Yeah. It depends on what kind of abacus it is. So they try to, I think what they do is they break it up into 5s. But for the most part, if it's 10 beats across, then it's a 1-to-1 relationship. Whereas the Sorobon has a representation. So, yeah. All right. That's my 110th yawn today. I am going to head out. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I got to change this one. There we go. All right. Yes. Have a good night. Have a good night, Catherine. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Good night, Wheels. Good night, everybody.
We are are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye. Remember, please discard all candy wrappers and popcorn containers in the nearest trash receptacle. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Bye. Okay. Are they all gone? Is everybody gone? Huh? Good. Oh my gosh, my cheeks are killing me. I can't keep smiling like this anymore. I am exhausted. I think I need a break. A little break? Okay.
Thank you, Carrie's best. Yes. Have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good morning, everybody. And I'll see you all in my next live.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yeah. 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 I'm done. Thank you, Thank you, Octavius. Thank you. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.